All right, so let's turn that down a notch. Yeah, so here we are. Today's a hot one. So I figured come down where it might be a bit cooler to the Don Valley lands. But meaning to come out and explore this area by bike. So here we are, riding along. Figured it was about time for an update, so got the camera all set up and out. Update, where have I been at? What have I been up to? Basically the last 2 weeks since that last video I made, and probably the rest of this week, it's just been a real tight routine of waking up early in the morning, making some coffee, and then put in a couple hours of writing, working on my essay, my thesis. Then take a break, do a bit of training for the triathlon that I signed up for, which is literally right after my defense and thesis are due. So yeah, it's about 3 weeks from now. And so yeah, it's been trying to be very on top of things, stick to a solid routine so I know what I'm doing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Just wake up, make coffee, get to work for 3, 4, 5 hours until my focus starts to fade, and get out of the house for a bit. Either go for a run, go for a bike, go for a swim. Sometimes even like combinations of 2 or even 3 of them. They call them brick workouts apparently. Particularly the ones where you bike and then run, because and it's important to train because as I found, when you get off the bike and immediately go to start running, your legs feel like bricks. So yeah, just been doing that, working out a lot, which is really nice when you're like sitting at the computer for hours and hours every day trying to write. At some point you need to get moving, you need to get the blood flowing. I was reading an article yesterday actually from Stanford that examined the connection between walking and creativity and how there was a definite connection there. Hi guys, just beside you. Thank you. So yeah, getting out, moving around, it's great. Like, it's a nice balance between working on the paper and getting out for exercise, and actually having signed up for the triathlon. It's something I've been talking about for a long time, but once I signed up for it, I was like, oh, it's real, it's happening. I can't not complete it, so better start putting in the training. So I've been trying, be pretty strict with myself, get out every day, do some sort of training. And it's nice, get some fresh air, get some sunshine at the same time. As I've mentioned before, like I like doing guided meditations. I've been using the BetterHelp, or not BetterHelp, the Healthy Minds app very often, especially when working out, and especially while working out. You can do active guided meditations, and it's been working through their path. It's been super helpful, just really trying to focus on my well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So that's what I've been doing, really trying to work hard in a holistic way. I don't want to just be doing school and let my mental, physical health slip, right? I'm going to put a lot of hard work on that, on my thesis, but I want to be well balanced to make sure I'm taking care of myself at the same time. A thesis does, having a master's degree does no good if I'm completely shot mentally or physically. So yeah, really just trying to make balance, stick to routines, and just be the best version of myself. So yeah, that brings me to back to the paper that I've been writing. I know last time I kind of laid out the outline that I've been working around, and Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel really good actually. So what I did, I took that outline and I just worked through every section, brought in a bunch of the notes that I've been making over the last couple months and from even before that, brought in some of my early research, just everything all together, compiled everything I had written and just worked through diligently, blocking that out, making more coherent sections and paragraphs, and just working through, trying to tie together a lot of the concepts. And this is where it gets really hard. Like, writing and good writing really requires you to think deeply and stitch together disparate ideas and find ways to join them. And you can go into something thinking you've got it all figured out, and I'm guilty of this. I kind of went into this thinking, oh yeah, I've been researching all this, I know all this, I've got it all clear in my mind. And then once you sit down and you start writing about it, you realize that go through a lot of doubts. Do I really know all this? Do I have it all figured out? And the answer is no. Nobody has it all figured out. Nobody knows everything. But the beauty of writing and writing a long form paper like this is it really forces you to play with those ideas and bat them around and really make, you form new connections between thoughts and ideas as you're going through the writing. So, that's something that I'm really taking away from this. It's not easy and it's not quick. There's no magic solution to writing a good paper and thinking deeply and critically through thoughts and problems and everything else. I've never been down here. I have no idea where this trail continues on to. I'm going to assume this way. We'll see. Yeah, shared pathway. Keep right. So, yeah, really trying to work through a lot of different things. And I kind of really went through it, starting out. Yeah, I thought I had everything figured out. I thought I knew everything I was going to talk about. I thought I had all my ideas sorted and buttoned down. I had a really good structure that I was working with, that I kind of hit on all the major points, all the big themes, all the big chapters. When I just started diving into it, I realized I had a lot of doubts. A lot of doubts about my project, about the prototype I built, the demos I made to go with the prototype. Trail closed over there. Welcome to the Lower Dawn Recreational Trail. Let's try this. Let's see where this takes us. Yeah, really started to have a lot of doubts about the project as a whole. Doubting what I had made, why I had made it, am I getting too militant with this whole tactical media thing? I've only lived in Toronto for a year. Am I just going, overboard and attacking these things? Am I just being a, old man shouting at the clouds, or NIMBY, or I don't know. So having a lot of doubts, and then also a lot of shame and feelings about the state of the prototype and the demos that I had made for it. I'm pretty proud of what I've put together, but they're still very rough, kind of janky in a way. Still lots of work to be done. And I was have I not put that much work in? Have I been lazy and just put this aside? And I was having a lot of feelings, a lot of shame, a lot of anxiety about it, thinking this is not good enough. This is a big old failure. What am I doing? There's no way I'm gonna be able to write a paper about this. No way I can show this. I'm gonna get laughed at. I'm gonna get judged. And I struggled with that for a good couple days. I was really struggling. I'd have bursts of good writing, but really, really struggling to write and procrastinating hard because of those feelings. I was having. And that's something I've struggled with throughout my life, is procrastination, especially on big projects and big things that matter, because of, it all comes back to that fear of failure, that fear of rejection, and the shame that comes with that. So yeah, I was really grappling with that and struggling. And so I had to sit myself down and I tuned into my meditation work, actually, my mindfulness, and I really brought myself around to see, okay, why am I procrastinating like this? And that's when I identified, it's that fear. It's that fear that causes me to procrastinate. Okay, well, how do we get around that then? And so I went through a whole process of just working to accept where I was at, reminding myself how much work I put in. And yeah, a lot of that work is not necessarily into the prototype. I know some people, put their heart and soul into having a really good product to show. That's not me. I realized, I want to have something awesome to show. And I do have something awesome to show. I have a couple awesome things to show. Yeah, they're not perfect. I don't know if they ever will be. And that's okay. But when I started looking at it that way, I realized, and I kind of knew this before, but it's really all about the process. And that's kind of why I broke my paper down into the sections of research creation. Like, this has been a journey, like a full-on journey through this research project. And, some of it's the reading and theorizing and writing and thinking. Some of it's the making of the actual thing. Some of it's these bike journals, the zine I made, and the zines I plan to make, work on my website, or what I'm calling digital garden, creating that digital ecosystem. And a lot of it's just the whole process as a whole of research creation. Research as creation, of like figuring out what it all means. How do you do research? Nobody tells you. There's no like cut and dry, this is how you do research, right? Especially when you're a creative or an artist working through a methodology like research creation can I get through here? It's a whole construction site. Alan? Thank you. Dude, thanks. Oh, this is crazy. Huh. Interesting. Well, made it through that. Where was I? Yeah, creation as research. The whole meta, looking back at like what is research really? What is creation really? How do they tie together? What does that mean for me? And then what does that mean for other people building off of me? Or what could it mean for other people building off me? I mean, I'm not too worried about what other people do, but I'm really interested in examining me and my own process and what I went through and what I learned about what research means, what it entails. And like, that work is not easy. It's not easy at all. And I was warned this when I was first introduced to research creation. It's not easy work, especially when you like work off theorists like Natalie Loveless, who calls for research creation to inherently be a queer, decolonial, feminist practice, right? That ain't easy. It's hard work, especially for someone like myself, white, male, settler, like all the privileges that I've held throughout my life, all the unlearning and anti-racism that I need to get better at every day, decolonizing myself. I wonder if this is the way to go. Oh no, I think I've been here before. Oh yeah, I came here like early spring. There was still snow on the ground. It's kind of gross. I got very lost. That's actually part of why I wanted to get this camera, so I could document my my bike rides and adventures. As after that ride, I was like, oh, I wish I had filmed this trek through the valley. Huh. Where are we? Oh, there's a map here. Let's see what that says. Cottonwood Flats. You are here. Well, these look like hiking trails. Well, I want to be on the Lower Don. That's right. Okay, I gotta go back there. This is sweet. Maybe one day I'll bike here and then run through the trails. I do like trail running. I kind of miss that. When I was riding up in the Yukon, every run was basically a trail run. You got one paved road and it's the highway, so I kind of miss it. I brought my trail runners. I should get out. It is nice running on nice flat pavement sometimes, but I do miss running among the trees. I don't know if it's this is Massey, skinny tires. It's going. It goes. I put her through a lot of rough terrain, but kind of thinking someday, once I pay off my student debts, I might get myself a gravel bike. Yeah, sounds like those look like fun. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, creation as research, research as creation. Yeah, that meta examination of what is research, and I'm realizing that's what I'm going through, and is working through it. It's hard work. Hard work to decolonize yourself, hard work to examine what you've done and pull out good critical insight, really question yourself, and it's being vulnerable. It's like, you know, Brene Brown talks about vulnerability and shame, and I was feeling that shame, and you know, I opened up and I've let myself be vulnerable in my like reflection and my writing, like accepting that I'm not perfect, my project's not perfect, it'll never be, but like I'm just working towards it step by step. And it's nice because the more I read, the more I think, the more about it I look into, like research creation. That's what it is. It really, to me, it really reflects that concept, that idea that like just trying to get better yourself through research bit by bit. It's always ongoing, it's always reflexive, always iterative, and yeah, what's called the speculative middle. Yeah, we're always in the speculative middle, the messy bits. It's not a clean beginning, there's no clean end. We're always just kind of navigating the middle parts and trying to learn more and more, and it's always evolving and growing, and there's always more to take in and digest and work through. So that's what I'm doing, and it's it's hard when you have a paper due in very soon. Because at some point you just gotta like say these are my conclusions and live with that. But this is fun. I've been here before. How's that trail? Is that where you came from?
No, that one's closed.
Oh, okay.
This takes you into the distillery.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect.
But it's a ways. I mean,
Yeah.
5K or so.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
But
Nice. Okay. This takes me to the distillery, about 5K or so. Oh yeah, this runs along the road. Okay. I know where I am now. Cool. So yeah, that's all to say that writing this paper has not been easy. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. It means I'm learning. It means I'm growing. It means I'm getting better. as a person, as a thinker, as a human being who wants to better myself to better the world. And that's it's been my mantra. Every time you start a guided meditation, you're generally asked, hey, or like, come up with a motivation for this practice. And so generally my motivation's always been better myself so I can better the world, right? And I think that's really reflected in this paper. And in this process that the paper talks about. And so I've really come to terms with I don't know, probably getting wind blown out here, but really come to terms with the, where the project's at, and just being able to say, yes, this is what I've done. It is definitely not finished, but so far, here's everything, I've kind of learned from doing it. So, I don't know. I'm really excited. Right now, I got a couple days, give myself a couple more days to go through everything I've written. I'm on the third draft, basically. Just go through, tighten everything up, make sure all my references are in order, format everything all good, give it a few more passes, make sure it all makes sense and is coherent, and then I'll be able to send it in, and then we have a big showcase for our whole class where everybody shows off their projects and their work, which is really exciting. I'll have about a week to put the final touches on my prototype and demos. So you can look ahead to some more videos coming up that specifically look into those. I might actually sit down at my desk instead of on my bike to go through those. So we get that showcase, we show off our work. It's a 2-day event. I actually give a 5-minute talk presentation, quick pitch, I guess you could call it, summarizing my project on the first afternoon, and then the rest of the weekend just showing off my prototype to whoever's there. Then 2 days after that, I have my defense with my supervisor and second reader, where I give them a longer presentation and they grill me on it. And then a couple days after that, the final draft of the paper needs to be submitted. So and then 2 days after that deadline is the triathlon that I've been training for. So this is a cool spot. Neat. It's gonna be a pretty crazy, pretty busy, hectic couple weeks here, but really looking forward to making it through all that, getting it done, and maybe finally being able to call myself a master of something instead of a master of none. So still be a jack of all trades. I mean, that's always been my thing, but at least I'll be a master of one, so that's cool. Anyways, good to talk, good to chat, and I don't know, I'm gonna try and get this out more often, at least once a week, if not more, but we'll see. This is something I want to carry on to after the program, is these little bike journals. Even if nobody watches them, they're really nice for me. I get a lot out of this, so I mean, that's kind of been the MO of this whole thing. I'm doing it all for myself, to be better for myself, and then hopefully that trickles out into the world some way, shape, or form, whether through the tactical interaction project and the prototype, or through my research, or just through me being a better, more informed, more critical person. One way or another, I hope this all makes the world. Yo, that's such a cool bridge. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, one way or another, I hope this all makes the world a better place. So, yeah, with that, I'm gonna carry on this trail, and cheerio. Bye.